Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Jill Valley.
And I'm Dennis Bragg. Another day of snow throughout much of western Montana. I just think we have a whole winter left to go here. Looks like it's going to continue through the weekend, too.
We have numerous winter weather advisories and warnings that are still in effect tonight. Here's what it looked like in Lolo earlier today when it was really snowing. All that snow did make for a slick commute, and the roads out there are slick right now as well. You need to know that. For the very latest, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Aaron Yost in the Storm Tracker Weather Center now. Aaron.
Yeah, and if they already weren't slick enough from some snow-covered roadways or even some slush in the median and on the sides there, they're going to be even more slick because temperatures continue to drop. This was late this afternoon in Hamilton, First Security Bank ICAM. You can see those incredibly low clouds. A lot of precipitation here over the last few days. I've got a snowfall report graphic coming up in the full forecast so you can see kind of who got what. But we do continue to see that focus sort of shifting a bit further to the south. Now the main zone is going to be across the southwest quarter of the state tonight. Still holding on to some winter weather advisories in northwest Montana for another couple of hours. The rest of us right through about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I've got a whole lot more details coming up in your full forecast.
And this is the handy app you need as we enter our winter season. To keep an eye on the changing conditions in western Montana, just download the KPAX Storm Tracker Weather app on your phone. Get on the go forecast from our Storm Tracker Weather team. It is a free app and you can find it in the Google Play or the App Store.
A big interagency effort was needed to put out a large structure fire in Whitefish overnight. A 2-unit townhouse on Slopeside Drive in Whitefish Mountain Resort caught fire late Thursday evening. Big Mountain Fire and Rescue responded to the home just before 10. Fire Chief Dan Duvall says when crews got there, there was more fire showing than the actual building itself. About 30 firefighters from Evergreen, Columbia Falls, Whitefish, and then Kalispell all joined in the battle to put out the fire, which lasted late into this morning. No one was in the structure at the time of the fire, and no one was hurt. Duvall says that crews had to battle strong winds and snow as well, and the work done by all the crews was something he's never seen in his time working at Big Mountain.
In the 20 years that I've worked up here, I've never had any type of incident where we had mutual aid like that, and it seemed to work extremely well, and that talks spades to, you know, the county fire districts and how everyone gets along and how everybody helps themselves.
The cause of that fire is unknown. It's still under investigation. Friends, family, and the state's top officials paid their respects Friday to former Governor Judy Marts in her final visit to the state capitol and shared some memories.
MTN's chief political reporter, Mike Dennison, was there.
Governor Marts cared so much about the people of the state, and she just wanted to be everywhere and go to every function, which was literally impossible. But her heart was certainly for the people of the state of Montana. And we're all just very lucky to have worked for this wonderful lady.
Staley and other former staffers showed up early at the Capitol Friday before Marts' ashes arrived with a Montana Highway Patrol escort in a heart-shaped urn. Soon they were joined by many other well-wishers.
It was a privilege to be able to serve the first woman governor of Montana. She truly was a trailblazer.
Marts served from 2001 through 2004 and didn't run for re-election that year. She led the state during some difficult economic times, including an electricity market crisis and a national recession after the September 11th terrorist attacks. Susan Ames, who was Marts' advisor on appointments, says the governor was a hard-working public servant who wasn't afraid to make tough decisions.
Judy was an amazing person. She was funny, she was smart, she was a person who wanted to stick her neck out like the turtle and do the best she could do. She wanted to be a high achiever. She was. She excelled in everything she ever did.
Judy Marts will be remembered as Montana's first woman governor. But on this day, friends, family, political foes, and allies alike remembered her as Judy. At the Capitol, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
There is a public memorial service for former Governor Marts tomorrow at the Butte Civic Center, and it starts at 11 in the morning. Just days left for voting in Missoula's municipal elections, but going into the final weekend, only about a third of voters have even returned their ballots. Voters are deciding 3 Missoula City Council races, the job of municipal court judge, and of course the high-profile race between incumbent Mayor John Engen and his challenger Lisa Tripke. However, interest in the contest hasn't been setting any records here. Missoula County election staff reporting around 34% of the 43,000 ballots mailed last month have been returned. That's just under 15,000 ballots ready to count, which is small when compared to recent federal and special elections although pretty typical for the off-year local races. So far, ballot returns in Ravalli County are running at about the same pace, with about 35% of the votes back at the courthouse. Bitterroot voters are deciding mayoral and council races in Hamilton, Stevensville, and Darby.
Missoula County Commissioners are expected to start looking for a new county elections administrator next week, finding someone to replace Rebecca Connors, who will be moving next month. Connors has filled the key elections post since 2014, taking over when Vicki Zier moved to the county's chief administrative officer. During her tenure, Connors has worked hard on voter outreach and registration and maintaining the county's local polling places. But Connors tells us the pressures of her personal life led to a decision to move to Helena.
This summer, my husband and I made the determination that we are gonna put our chips and put our eggs in his basket. He's been working in Helena for the last 3 years, and so we made the decision to make Helena our permanent residence. And it's bittersweet. I really enjoyed working with all the voters in Missoula County, all the wonderful people that assist with elections, but I'm really excited for what the future holds for me. So I will definitely miss elections, absolutely.
Commissioners have already decided to stay with the present structure in the elections department, and they'll start advertising for Connors' replacement this coming week. Her last day is December 15th.
Salute the Badge is brought to you by Montana Railing, supporting the Main Street of Montana for 30 years.
For one city police detective, the time he spends improving his mind applies to all areas of his life.
MTN's Augusta McDonald introduces us to Mitchell Lang in this week's Salute the Badge.
Detective Mitchell Lang is no slouch when it comes to keeping his mind sharp.
I try to, my goal, and it really just depends on kind of what's going on in my life, but I usually try to do about a book a week, and sometimes it'll be more than that, sometimes it'll be a book every 2 weeks or something like that. You know, a lot of the things that I read I don't necessarily agree with, but I like to hear why people think that that's the way that they do.
While working for Missoula City Police for close to 9 years, he's earned his bachelor's and master's degrees in his free time.
Higher education, even though it's hard, I wouldn't want to go back to not knowing the things that I know now. And so that's been a big push to continue to learn.
He says his job is challenging and rewarding.
Everyone loves a mystery. To challenge yourself and to think through and to be creative and to coordinate with people who are very, very, very intelligent people, and to get ideas and to learn from those people on how to do things better or to come to the correct outcome is for me that's a personally rewarding aspect of it.
Reporting in Missoula, I'm Augusta McDonald for MTN News.
Lang served in the Marine Corps before his time with the police department. He went to 6 different community colleges while he was enlisted, and he has moved around the country and the world.
Coming up after the break, Aaron is back with your wintry weekend forecast.
And later, a wrap-up of today's top national headlines, including the verdict for a former U.S. soldier accused of abandoning his post in Afghanistan.